What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome again to another Absolute Vodka Presents Live at the Landis podcast with our other sponsor, the wonderful Michael Kelly Guitar Company. Good to see y'all again, man. I love that song still, man. From those Twisted,
Such a
man.
good one,
Twisted,
man.
so great, man. I miss those guys, man. They're great, man. We gotta talk to them. We gotta get them on one day, just talk some shit with them because they're dropping some new music and some new stuff, and it's kind of cool. But
Man, I
hey,
hate when iPads don't turn around. It's the bane of my existence. I'll tell you what. That stupid rotation shit, it never works out in my favor. There we go.
absolutely.
We're
We had a good week this week. Had a couple good shows this weekend. Had some. Steve was and Andy filled in for me a little bit. I was having some not too good reactions to some new heart medicine, and
Yes.
I took a kind of a just laid on the couch because I wasn't feeling too good. So they took over and did a little stuff. So I haven't seen a lot of what happened yet, but well, I look forward to it. I do in my office. I do have a TV and access to watch the stage and listen. So I did, and it sounded great. Everything sounded really good. I was excited.
We tried to do good.
Yeah, I wasn't doing too good. I'm doing a little better.
Good.
I really am. It's feeling it's
It's
they
good to
say
hear.
it takes time.
It's always good
Um,
to hear.
I also like to say though a couple not so great things. Our good friend Joe Morrison, who if you tune in, you'll see Joe comes in on and all the time talking. He's been in studio.
Mhm.
He actually, when I was in the hospital, he filled in for me for a day.
Yes.
His father-in-law, Christine's father, passed away. So I would just like to send our love and prayers out to him and the family. It's a sad time for them, but they're such great people. And we were talking in his last year, his father-in-law got to come to the Elvis show here,
Yeah.
and he
Mhm.
really loved it. So
Yep.
that's really cool, and I'm glad that happened. And again, to Cassie, the whole family, we love you guys. You know, your family to us too, and our thoughts and prayers are with you. Also, our good friend Bob Watts.
Mhm.
Bob Watts had a slight stroke.
Oh no.
Yeah, I found
Oh
out
wow.
today. Yeah, Bob, just and again, sending prayers and love out to you, buddy. Bob is one of our house photographers here. He's grown to be a photographer in the area now. He's been doing a lot with Jackie Bam Bam, our dear friend over in WMMR in Philadelphia,
Mhm.
and things of that nature. And yeah, Bob had a slight stroke, so our prayers are out to him. He's going to try and make it to next week's show and see if he can. I told him at least come out and just sit and enjoy the show,
Yeah. Get out of
and
the old.
yeah, get out of the
Get out of the
house or
house.
whatever.
Get out
So
of the room. Whatever you're in there. That sucks,
yeah,
man.
that's it always is. And of course, our old friend CT, his wife's been going through some stuff
Mhm.
too, and she's got some doctor's appointments tomorrow. So there's a lot going around with people, but God bless all of you guys, man. You're in our hearts, in our prayers, in our thoughts all the time. And again, the Morrison family, Godspeed. Again, it's great having you guys as a part of our life too. And when there's a tragedy like this and a loss in family, we all feel it.
Mhm.
So again, take care, guys. We'll see you as soon as everything's better and you guys are feeling a little like you can come back out again. And again, Bob Watts, baby. Take care of yourself, buddy. You need anything, let us know, all right? We love you, guy. It just sucks, man,
Mhm.
because you never know, man. You never know what tomorrow brings. Here I am, with this heart medication going in and out, worrying about myself, not thinking about, all these other people are
It's
having
true.
issues too,
Very true.
You got your little one sick at home. He's not feeling good,
It's got me sick now. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's
sweating like
the
a
good
whore in
thing is
church over here.
we have our distance here, so we're social distancing.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah,
good.
we believe in that.
But look, man, we got a couple things to get. I wanted to throw that out there real quick, but I also wanted to, Wanderback Brewery, who will be moving in soon next door to us. They're banging out brews, man. They're just knocking them out of the park. Every time you turn around, there's another one coming out, and there you go. Steve mentions them each time: the risk management, Wanderback Lager, perfectly cromulent IPA, future proof, and the Feast beer.
The
My
only one I
favorite.
don't have is the dark matter.
And well,
Let me
that
get
is right
another picture.
here.
There
I
you
brought
go.
it with me.
Look at that.
This is their new one, Dark Matter. Now, my understanding is the name comes from a band we all know called Pearl Jam,
Oh,
who has not only a song but an album,
yes.
Dark Matter.
Yeah.
And that's where they came up with this.
You know
name
that
from.
that one tracks right there.
Yeah,
They look
it-
like
it
Pearl
really
Jam
does.
guys.
It really
they
does.
definitely look like Pearl Jam guys.
Yes, and then what I got here is I have not tried it yet, so I figured you might be a little under the weather. This might be something to make you feel better.
There we go.
I figured real quick, while we got a couple minutes up front here, let's try it. Let's just give her. Oh,
Hell yes.
just that crisp sound of a can opening. I do love the cans. I was telling Chris the other day.
Oh, their cans are the greatest.
It's
things.
just a feel.
Yes.
I know it's you can't tell, of course, because you're looking, but you can feel like the outline of this design in a nice way, like almost like a grippy way. But now this is a dark
texture,
a dark lager. Oh wow, she's pretty.
I don't know why the
Ooh.
fuck this isn't connecting.
Lurk at that, man. Steven, lurk at that.
Oh,
That
very
is nice.
dark.
I don't know who this is. Call me, but I'm about to shove this right up his ass. So
It's probably Rich calling you back now.
yeah,
that
it's
7
everybody
o'clock.
knows. They're like, oh man, you must be on a podcast. There we go. Outstanding, man. All right. So this is the dark lager. Again, this is brand new. We just got this sucker in. It says beer to look at that. Beer to share
Good,
and
good
hence
good, you
oh,
got a close up.
I forgot about this over here. Look at that. Beer to share, and we are sharing it.
Yes.
So there it is. So this is the new dark lager. Again, look at the can, man. I love these cans. Again, dark matter. The name is derived from Pearl Jam and their album. Of course.
This is really fucking.
Yeah.
with you.
I feel like I'm on a fucking boat. Oh, that is not me. There we are. But did you try it? I'm gonna give it
I
a
have
try.
not. I figured I'd wait for you there. So
Smells like a lager.
it does. It does indeed. It looks a little more Yingling-y. It's a little.
Do you
yingy.
ever remember what the hell, Cheech and Chong? They used to have this whole thing where it smells like shit.
Yeah.
Looks like shit.
It must be shit.
And he goes, taste it. He goes, tastes like shit. And he goes, oh, good thing we don't step in it.
I think I definitely think Joe could crush a couple of these.
Oh, that's good.
It's pretty fantastic.
That's
He
banging.
he was saying that's not quite, like a stout porter or something like that. But it's not as light as your normal.
Nobody,
A
you know what he
lager.
mentioned to me?
Just a
That,
good
and he
toast.
did. You know, it's like Guinness meets lager.
I would. That's
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
right between like a Guinness and a Yingling.
Yes, it's a
And,
Gingling,
A Yingling.
a
yes.
Yingus. It's a fucking
Yingus.
Yingus.
I guess Mandy had one.
I think
this
somebody
weekend.
called me a Yingus once. Ooh, this is good. And I'm not, I don't really drink.
Here we go.
I like you. Mikey likey. I like it.
I like that.
We
a
got a
lot.
couple guests in our studio tonight too.
job.
We might as well bring them on and introduce them. You guys practiced already?
Look at that.
We have John and
Look at
Jim, two of our dear friends from an amazing band called Whiskey Grin.
Mhm.
And they are having their show coming up in January. Guys, come over, grab the couch, man. Join in.
Let's hold on. Let's find something. to
Now,
put
I know
up
you
here.
guys drink beer, right? So here, what I did is, look, I brought 2 extra cups and an extra beer to get your opinion. Now, this is one of our sponsors, so you better be nice. No, I'm serious. No, but look, so this is the brewery that we're moving in downstairs next to the theater. So this is Wonderback. There you go. There's 2 cups. There it is. This is their new dark lager. Yeah, I love it. I'm a big Guinness guy. So this is like a Guinness meets a lager.
I'm gonna disappear
Yeah.
over here for a second. I gotta turn their mics on.
Oh shit, you go
Yeah.
for it. I like it. I think it's really good. It's got a nice color. It's got a very nice color to it, man. It's gorgeous, absolutely good. But it tastes great. And again, it's got that Guinness meets Yingling thing. I'm gonna call it a Guinness or a Gingling. A Guinness. Oh, I do like that though, man. I really do. Again, I don't really drink. That's what she said. Steve's getting these guys hooked up over here, and we'll bring them on real quick. We also have our friends from Starman will be on a little bit later, plugging their show this weekend, which we're always looking forward to.
Is that a Bowie show?
Oh, dude, yes, and they're the best, man. So John and Jody, man, I don't even know what to say about this. He literally embodies Bowie, and I'm a big Bowie fan, and I love this guy, man. I don't think you're gonna find a better Bowie tribute out there, and he does it all, especially the costumes,
Yeah.
like to the T. Like there's no joke. Like I don't know do you remember that Bowie costume that had the big like legs that came out and like this big he has that.
Really?
He literally I guess you could say auditioned it on our stage. The first time he ever wore it was here. Kind of came out in it, went right back off and got out of it. I'm like, I don't know how you're moving this thing.
Because things start to sweat in there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. It's actually really cool. But we're excited to have those guys back. But what are you looking for?
Oh, I got to turn mine back
Is that
on.
how we're
Got
gonna
a
do this?
microphone.
Yes, that one in front of you is to pick up the guitar.
Yeah, that's your guitar mic.
This is my guitar.
That's
this
your
one right here.
that's
the
your guitar.
B7.
That's for your
Mic.
mirth.
You're what?
Your mirth and your guitar.
You need. You know what, Ray? I'm going to give you. You need a table.
Well, you know what? We've never given anyone a
I
beer
got one.
before, and he's sharing my table, so we're in good shape. The thing is, you need a table.
I need a table.
Yes.
I need to. I got to bring one.
Dude, it is so good to have you guys, man.
Yes.
Jim, you know I love you like a brother, man. You
Yeah,
guys
man.
are some of my favorite people in the whole world.
Love
I
you
really
too, man.
enjoy you guys a lot, man. You're just good human beings. And again, Whiskey Grin is the name of their band. And now, what is your show? Your show's in January, correct?
January 25th.
January 25th.
January
Indeed.
And our boys, as we become ghosts, are opening up
Absolutely.
the show.
Yeah.
Mickey.
Yeah.
Mickey and the boy. I love
Alex.
Mickey too, man. He's
Yeah.
just another great band of great people, man.
Yep. Good people.
Yeah.
But there's something about you guys that I love, man, and I just love your music. I love who you are. I'm glad you're here. But let's we're gonna go through a couple. We got to do our little recap of this past weekend. So if you want to keep an eye and watch and comment, whatever you want to do.
You do you.
Let me know if your headphones are too loud, anything like that.
No, I
I've
think
got
I'm all right.
I've got control of you guys.
You
over
good?
here, so.
Steve has control.
Somebody's got
you
to.
you better look out.
Good luck with that.
Feral cats.
So we're gonna first thing we're gonna hammer out is the dude Joe. There you are, man.
Come on down, baby.
Joe. I was just mentioning. We were giving our love and thoughts to the family over the loss of your father-in-law, my friend. We love you, buddy. You know that. And dude, you're gonna have to try one of these new beers, man. I'm telling you, it's really good.
It
It's
is good.
definitely. I like it.
I
There's
like
a lot
it.
of flavor.
Yeah.
A lot of flavor in it. And like I said, I'm a Guinness guy. If I don't drink, if I go out with friends, I'm gonna drink.
Yeah.
If it's at like a restaurant, I'll have maybe a Corona because it's light. But if we're going out to drink and it's just a bar, I'll have a Guinness and a shot of I know I don't drink, but I have a Guinness and a shot, right?
Car bomb?
Yeah. Well, basically, I have a Guinness and a Jameson.
Yeah.
A little bit of the old roots back, and that's about it. And that's what I'll hit that and I'll drink it, and that's it.
I don't usually drink beer.
Yeah.
This is actually really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm a bourbon guy, so we talk bourbons all day.
One scotch and one beer.
But
What's
this is
Pearl
really
Jam
good.
got to do with this?
The Dark Matter is a Pearl Jam album,
Ah,
and a song on the album as well.
Right. Okay.
And the one guy who delivers, I can't remember his name to save my life,
I want to say it's Justin every
It
time.
might be
Every
Justin,
time I'm
but
always
he's a
thinking
big
it's
Pearl
Justin.
Jam fan too. So
Nice.
If
Now-
you saw them, you would know
now
that they're big
also
Pearl Jam.
Chris, who's one of the owners, is a huge like space and all that. Like he wears a jacket that says Wyland Industries on it from Alien.
Oh,
I mean, the guy's
Yeah.
like he's my kind of guy.
Yeah.
So, but he likes like Dark Matter and all that stuff too. So it kind of made sense. This guy likes Pearl Jam. This guy likes space and all that. So it's kind of cool, and I love it.
what's different about this, as opposed to like a dark beer, like where Guinness has that, has that bitter bite.
Yes.
And I think this doesn't have that.
Yeah.
No, you're
You know
right.
what I mean? It's got a smoother finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a tiny bit of bitterness to it, but I think it goes
Good
with
thing
the
we did-
territory.
Good thing we didn't step in it.
Yes.
I'm just saying. Good
Dude, that's
stuff.
one of my favorite skits
Yeah.
of all time, man. That is one of my favorite skits of all time. Now, one of these, I don't remember which one it was I had before, but I literally called it the cologne of my palate.
It's
it-
made from panther urine.
It leaves you. Yep.
Stuck Panther
When you're
cologne.
done, when you're done. No, I think it was the golden lager because when you usually or was it? No, it was the other. What was the Bud Light Bud one they had? The whatever.
The fest beer.
Is it the Fest beer?
Yeah.
So the
I
Fest
believe
beer.
that was.
It's like drinking. That's their equivalent to like a Bud or something like that.
Okay.
Where those are like garbage beers.
Yeah.
But this one, for some reason, after you take that initial taste,
Yeah.
you don't get that Bud taste in your mouth. You get
Yeah.
like this.
And that
Wow.
headache.
It's fresh. Yeah, no headache.
That
no
Bud
nothing.
headache.
Yeah, no, let me tell you, these guys know how to brew beer, and
Where are they from?
they are from downstairs. They,
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
moving in.
Far?
They're moving into the
Yeah.
It
to
took
the
us
old restaurant.
forever to walk through this
Yeah.
beer. I tell you, I got lost.
Well, they're currently between here and Hamilton, and then we're building out their showroom and brewing area downstairs right now. So they're going to be right next to us.
Well,
It's really cool.
Do you have any more of this?
Yeah, we're drinking it. That's
I
it.
mean,
Well, he did promise to bring us some more, but yeah,
can we call someone downstairs to bring us some more?
it is good, isn't it? It's really good.
He may have more.
I'm like
other things.
I think, yeah, he's got other stuff here too.
Hiding.
Man.
There's other stuff here. There's always Absolute Vodka. I can tell you that.
Okay.
Because we have to have that here.
Some Old
Alright.
Forester
Old Forester. That's all yours.
back there in the corner.
Old furniture polish. Oh, God.
But real quick, because we got our other guys coming on here a
Yeah.
little bit, and then we're gonna hit you guys after that. But in the meantime, let's look at what went on this weekend with our boys from Flying Circus, the Led Zeppelin experience. Is it hot as balls in here? Is it?
It is. I'm waiting to get to
Yeah.
this so I can go turn
Okay.
down this heat.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Here we go.
You know
This
what it is?
uh,
The heaters. So we had a guy for 3 days on the roof. 3 days. Imagine what that build's gonna be. 3 days on the roof trying to fix both heaters went out
and
at once.
the last day till 2 a.m.
Yes, yeah, 2 in the morning. That's a little bit of overtime. A little bit of overtime. Ooh, gonna give the Rockin' Boys a little bit of heart's feeling better, baby. But
What do we get into here?
no, but so what's happening now? The heaters are finally working. You know, of course, we're upstairs of the theater, so guess where all the heat comes? Right in here, baby. I'm like, oh Lord, it's hot in the podcast.
Yes. But yeah, here's so that I can go and turn the heat down. Here is 10 Years Gone.
Oh, dude, yes, love this. Mutt is the craziest fucking maniac I've ever met in my
I
life.
love him, man.
I love that guy more than anything, dude. I really, because he's one of the
He's insane.
he's one of the most lovable nutcases I've
Yeah.
ever met in my
Oh,
entire
yeah.
life,
You-
man.
one of these days, I gotta
God,
let you read
what a-
some of the text messages. He sent.
Oh, you should really send me. You
Dude.
should see what he sends me.
I know.
What the fuck is that?
He's out of control, man. He's out of
Insane.
control. But I love him, so it's like I don't know.
But-
all of a sudden, you get sucked into his
Well-
humor, and you're on that train. And
You're
You know what I'm
fucked, and
saying?
we're all fucked if you're friends with him because he discovered AI.
oh god,
And let me tell you, it is now doing videos with him.
yeah,
And between the two, because you know AI is already fucked up. People got 12 fingers and 3
Yeah,
dicks
yeah,
and
yeah.
all that. Oh,
3 dicks.
he takes that into consideration, and he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Now this is even better than I could have imagined." Oh, it's amazing. It's absolutely. I love that man. I really do. He's such a good dude, man. And Scott, of course, is back, which I'm glad Scott's healthy and back. So
yes. Yeah.
That's
I was
awesome.
just
That's awesome.
talking to him at our last show. Scott came to our show, and I was talking to him, and he's doing really good.
yeah, he is. He looks good too.
Love that guy.
Yeah, so do I.
Mhm.
Great drummer.
Good
An
people. He's
amazing
definitely
drummer.
family here. He's like I said, we love these guys, man. We all we ever want is them to come here and do their best and really
I
shine.
always
So-
wondered about them though, because it's like, you got Mutt, okay, and he's out in like one step beyond. And
Dude,
then you
if
have
a baseball field, well, Donnie's there too. Yeah.
Donnie, and so you look at
Well,
that and you go, how's it,
How does
how's
Scott
this gonna
do it?
work?
It's
Yeah,
Scott.
It's Scott. He's got to be the nucleus.
Yeah.
He has to be.
100%. 100%. And the craziest thing is when you look at Mutt, I always say, I say, man, that guy's way out in left field or right field. Now there's like an addition to that ballpark that you don't even know what field
Yeah.
that is. That's like, what's the ballpark where they hit the balls over and they land in the water?
Oh, San Francisco.
Yeah, he's in San Francisco. His ball's in the water, man. And somebody is
That has
jumping
a
out of the
name.
boat.
Are we talking about Donnie's
like
balls?
little bay that's
Yeah,
there?
that's what I was
forget what the
asking
hell
what
that's
that was
called.
We're talking about Donnie's balls. Or
No,
something
we're talking
else.
about Mutt's balls.
Yeah.
Pork balls. Pork
Pork.
balls.
Are these made of pork?
Yeah,
Pork balls.
But yeah, honestly, people like it's like you were saying, it's kind of hard to use as an advertisement, but his shit is hilarious, man.
dude,
It's
I-
so funny and out there that
I do.
Yeah,
I told you
puts
we're doing.
time
I
into it.
started this other podcast, and I actually want to talk to you tonight about maybe coming on once a week with me, and we just go
Yeah,
through.
yeah,
Right now,
yeah.
I've been trying to figure out what to do with it,
Mhm.
and kind of what I found that works is just kind of almost going into like a rabbit hole, like you do if you're on social media,
Yeah.
and just go into like the trending topics and just kind of go through them and just start talking about them.
Jim
And
loves
sure.
holes.
Yeah.
But not all holes are the same.
This
You know,
is
I'm
true.
just saying.
This
It's
is
Not all holes are
You
created
never know
equal.
what you'll find.
Yeah, you never know what's on the other
God, I
side.
wish I had this picture. By the way, I don't know if you got it, but I texted you their promo. I don't know if there's a way.
Oh,
If you can bring it up like I do on my thing, just by bringing it up on YouTube and opening that page.
it
if you
does
can.
not work on an
Oh, it
iPad. I
doesn't?
mean, I
Oh.
could do it from here, but
Oh,
you
there
don't
you
use the full screen.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah. I want to show that promo you guys made because that came out really nice too. That's really sweet too. But while we're doing that, can you play a
Hell
You got another clip of
Got
these
another one?
guys? What else do we
Yes.
have?
Let's see. This is Kashmir.
Another great song.
There we go.
Dude, I love Led Zeppelin. They're just
Oh,
one of my
yeah.
bands, man.
I think
That was
everybody's
awesome.
got
Yeah.
the Zeppelin, man.
Yeah. Well, I did when I was in the movie business, I met Jimmy and he was scoring films at the time, and I was doing a movie called The Groundhouse at the time, and he was scoring that for us. And dude, when I tell you, Jimmy Page is one of the nicest guys you could ever possibly meet, man.
Yeah.
Just such a cool dude, man.
Nicer than Mutt.
Well, he's more sane than Mutt.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
there's
we
that.
had, I can't remember who we were sitting with. That we were in LA. We were having lunch with one of the big directors. I forget people's names. He did the Lost Boys. Oh, there you go. Steve found your thing. But he did the Lost Boys movie, the director of the Lost Boys. I can't remember his name right now. But we were all oh man, the other guy. Well, I'm blanking. I can't think of his
It's all
name.
right, man. It's
No, but
the
there's
beer.
It is
It's
the beer.
the beer.
Probably I'm drunk. I took 2 sips. But Roger Corman from Roger Corman,
Okay,
the
yeah.
filmmaker, producer, director, and Roger Corman was there. And I'm like, this is Roger Corman. I mean, the guy's made some of the best B movies in the world.
I call him Raj.
Well, but he's also been. He gave like Sylvester Stallone their start, Jack Nicholson their start. I mean, he started a lot of careers.
Sure.
I mean, he was the original. Believe it or not, he was the original. He did his version of Easy Rider.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicholson, I don't know if you know Jack Nicholson's a writer. He wrote Easy Rider. Yeah. And he said, hey man, I wrote a biker movie, and Corman's like, yeah, I'm not doing that shit. Right. And then he does his biker movie, which goes to shit, and then he makes Easy Rider, which ends up being one of the greatest movies of that time period. But yeah, so I got Corman there, who I'm a huge fan of. It's the second time I'd ever been with him. So I kind of met him before. The other dude, I'm like, this is fucking Jimmy Page. It's in front of me, man. Yeah. I'm like, what is my life right now? Yeah. And you swear to God, he was just some dude that you just met, was just talking to you, man. It's like we knew each other forever. And then we talked a bunch of times on the phone after that about stuff. And then, it's Hollywood. The one thing goes this way, the other thing goes that way. And before you know it, everybody's like, we got somebody else to do the music. And he's like, I'm on another project. And that's just welcome to Hollywood.
We know a little bit about that.
Yeah.
But
go ahead real quick. You got Kashmir? I'm sorry. I interrupted Kashmir.
Yes. Here we go.
Yeah,
It's been great.
As a guitar player, you have nights where you go where like we've done shows where like it's fucking raining and it's like the temperature drops and it's wood. It's a natural thing and it'll walk on you, and sometimes you're struggling all night long. Like, I'll hand it to my guitar tech back there and he's like, I got it in, it's in. He hands it back to me.
It's
like,
right out.
This is all wrong,
It's right back out. Yeah.
But some guitars are better than others. They're just better. And he may have had a night that was like that.
A lot of those double neck guitars, though, if you don't buy one that's like thousands and thousands of dollars, like I don't know what guitar he had, but if you don't have that guitar, a lot of times just the guitar itself is.
It's like anything else, right?
Yeah.
It's like you get what you pay for. It's
exactly.
Like if you we're all at that age where we know that, right? So it's like if you buy a quality instrument, you know, most of the time you're going to get a quality instrument.
Yeah.
If you get one that's a lower level guitar, say you pay only like $500 for a guitar.
That's a lot.
Well, you
of
know,
money.
you're
I'm
gonna.
thinking 50.
What's that?
$50.
Oh, okay. So you buy a $50
Pawn
guitar.
shop.
You know you're going to put $1,000 into it.
I'm
to make
probably
it
gonna put
sound
2
good,
in that.
You know? Yeah, exactly. So it's either way. You know, it's it's
Well, plus, there's a whole science to putting on a new set of guitar strings, and sometimes you do that just before a show.
yeah,
Well,
The
and then-
strings are gonna
Oh yeah,
you'll be
they're-
fighting them all night.
yeah,
long.
and they're gonna
Yeah.
find their way. You know what I mean? Whether you like it or not. Yep.
the guy I go through a guy, Shannon Gaudio. He's a really good friend of mine. He sets up all my stuff, and he's like a guitar guru. And he's got like, in fact, I'm going to be using some of his amplifiers in the new album because he's got some of the like rarest stuff you've ever seen. Shannon's a really good, and he doesn't let a whole lot of people know about this, but he's his dad is Bob Gaudio from Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
Oh, okay, that
And
sounded familiar.
He's
yeah.
And Shannon's like one of these guys who's just, you know, he's so level-headed about everything. He's worked thousands of hours in the studios in Tennessee and in Nashville and stuff, and he's a prize luthier. He worked for Tom Anderson Guitars.
Oh,
And
wow.
So he does all my work, and so when I have something that goes wrong, I just hand it to him because he's going to do a 10
Let me
times
tell you,
better job.
the best thing you do is you just get a Michael Kelly guitar, and you don't have to worry about anything.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
wanting you to get. I thought you were going to give me one. That one looks nice. Can I have that
Let
one?
me tell you. Let me
Sweet,
tell
isn't
you.
it?
We're gonna
I'll
talk.
trade you.
We're going to talk to Uncle Steve. Yeah, we're going to talk to Uncle Steve and see what we do. But these are great guitars, though. They really are. They're beautiful, well made.
Yeah.
And the president of the company, or the designer, the guru, the man himself plays here a couple times a
It's
year.
got a beautiful
Yeah.
quilted finish on it.
Yeah, they're gorgeous, man. He does such a great job, and the sound is impeccable on some of them. Like the ones behind you, the hollow body electric behind you up here, with it sounds so nice.
That's pretty
yeah,
sick.
Yeah,
I
they're
like
beautiful guitars. Absolutely. This is one that was like eBay for like $3 that our boys from Brain Damage signed for us when we did the wall with them.
You know what? I think because for our show, I think we're going to do a guitar giveaway.
It's a good idea.
Can we do that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're
Oh,
not
yeah.
going to get any of the money. Okay. But
What money? We don't get it. We usually just give it. We just give it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just let's see if we can do that. Let's get
Yeah,
it-
we've never raffled off anything. We've always just kind of give it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we technically raffle. We don't take any money, so we
Sure.
just like these two. They were just like, even when Steve comes, he just like the first like 3 rows got a ticket, and then what
Yeah.
happened? Like every time you buy a beer, you get a ticket. If
Mhm.
you buy a shirt from you guys, you get a ticket.
Mhm.
So anything you purchase, we get. So if a guy comes in and buys
the
front
running.
row,
Yeah.
he's got 10 tickets. He got 4 or 5 beers. He got a couple shirts. He's got a better chance of winning. That's kind of how we do it every time.
Okay.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
All right.
So it's kind of cool. And it gives people a chance to win. So.
Yeah. I'd love to do that.
So that was saw a little bit of our boys there. Is that all you got from them? You got anything
I have
else?
one
or-
more.
You want to play one more? Go for it.
Yeah,
Let's go
sure.
for it. Let's give them a shameless plug since we love them so much.
The ocean.
The ocean. Uh-oh. Nice,
See,
nice.
that's the thing with like Led Zeppelin. Like John and I, we grew up listening to. We were big Zepp fans. Okay, so when we used to listen to them, I mean, we'd always go into the deeper cuts, like and heavily into the deeper.
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
But
Police
the
Last
stuff they
Stand.
play, like on
Most of the Houses of the
Last
Holy.
Stand, the
like-
Presence album. This just
It's another great.
you know. But the stuff we used to listen to compared to what they play on air. I mean, I've been listening to the same.
Well, they only play the
fucking
hits.
songs for
Yeah.
50
Yeah, they only
years,
play the
you
hits.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that. I mean, I didn't even know Dire Maker was a hit. You know, it's like
Kind of was, yeah.
they kind of ground that
Yeah.
into the dirt. Here,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's-
I don't disagree with that. I think
Yeah.
I agree because again, I'm a big Zeppelin fan. So for me, "How's It Holy" was my favorite album,
great album.
and "Physical Graffiti" is another one that you don't know a lot of songs off that album. There's
Yeah.
only a couple hits off it. The rest of it, people are like, I never heard that album. Two albums. That is, I love Led Zeppelin, and I
Yeah.
love, like you say, the deep tracks. If you like the tracks,
Mhm.
you're gonna love the deep tracks because they
Yeah.
get real deep.
I mean,
Like "Song Remains the Same" is probably one of those albums.
it's
Man.
insane, isn't it?
It's
The
ridiculous.
Rain song is
Yeah.
just so
Oh, it's
Yeah.
sick.
fucking good.
Yeah.
You know, it's a funny thing because our sound guy, our front of house guy that follows us, you know, does all our shows, John Doc Farrell. He studied at Cajun's sound studios, and he was underneath Andy Johns. He learned from Andy Johns, who produced the first two Led Zeppelin
Mhm.
albums.
Okay.
He also did other bands like Cinderella and stuff like that. But I mean, he learned so much from Andy Johns. The guy was just a guru. If you ever want to learn anything about a studio, I mean, you get some guy who produced and
hell yeah.
engineered
Absolutely.
the
Yeah.
first two albums for Led Zeppelin. I
Oh,
mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the studios we go to now, a lot of the stuff that we go through, the engineers are looking for some of that older stuff that they went through.
Oh, they all
you
want
know?
that. They all want that analog
I
stuff.
want to
now.
create
Yep.
space.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
create space.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get
That's
because
big.
you can't get the sound today that you got back then.
You can't.
Nobody gets it, and no matter what you do, they try to replicate it. It never works. The pedals, all the stuff they try to do, it
100%.
doesn't work. It just doesn't work, man.
100%.
It doesn't work. And then what do we have? So Saturday, we ended up with, again, one of my favorite bands, man, Tupelo Honey. If you're one of those bands, Van Morrison, you don't realize how many Van Morrison songs you know because everyone has taken his songs and made a hit out of them,
Mhm.
and you think it's their song.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute, that's not his song. I didn't know that. I'm like, that's a Van Morrison song too. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit. What do you got from? I'm curious. What you
I
got
actually
from them.
have 4 because a couple of them are a little shorter.
All right, let's nail.
But
them
let's
out there.
I don't know, do you want to start faster or slower?
Let's start slow.
Start slow.
And then build a rhythm.
Yeah,
Yes.
in a rhythm.
We'll go
When
with
you
someone
get
like
the
you
blues, come
first to
on.
show off a little bit of Cerese's vocals here. Here we go.
Salis.
I've been traveling a hard road. Baby, looking for someone exactly like you. There you go. I've been carrying my head low, waiting for the light to come shining through. Someone like you, someone, baby, all like you, someone like you, someone like you can satisfy, someone exactly like you.
God, man, he can sing.
Yeah.
He's so good, man.
Both can, man.
He's so good.
That's a really, really tight band.
What else you have?
Really tight
Oh,
band.
they're one of my favorite bands.
Let's we'll you know what? Let's pick it back up a little bit here, and we'll go with Bright Side of the Road.
Nice. This is a good tune.
Yes.
I love Van Morrison. You forget how many songs you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
You really do.
Here we go.
Help me sing my song. Little darling, come along to the bright side of the road. Yeah. From the dark end of the street, to the bright side of the road. From the dark end of the street, to the bright side of the road. Little darling, come with me to the bright side of the road.
Another good song. What else?
Let's see. We'll do one last regular Van Morrison, then we'll end with the Christmas song.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So here
Yes,
is
because Van Morrison, as a lot of people know, did a lot of Christmas songs.
Yeah.
But you have one that he didn't do.
I mean, he
What do
might
you
have
fucking
he
know?
might have actually done it, but it's a Nat King Cole song. So, but yes, this was actually their encore song, "Crazy Love."
Oh, Crazy Love's another great song.
Here we go.
When I'm returning from so far away, she give me some sweet loving, brighten up my day. And it make me righteous, and it make me whole, and it make me mellow down to my soul. She give me love, 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 praise and love. She give me love, 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 praise and love. She give me love, 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 crazy, crazy, crazy love. She give me love, 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 praise and love.
Dude, I love it, man.
That's some of that like lava lamp and candles kind of
Oh,
thing
yeah,
going
man.
on,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
It's it's
I said that's
some
that
sort of
Luther
grinding.
Vandross. Throw your panties on the stage.
grinding
That's,
music, man.
that's,
There, man.
baby making music as well.
Oh, that is definitely baby making.
Yeah.
You got one Christmas
I
song.
feel a little
Yes.
pregnant.
It was Christmas time. It
Yeah.
is Christmas, so he threw in a couple of Van Morrison Christmas tunes.
Yes.
Now Steve is saying he thinks this one is a Nat King Cole song, but it is possible knowing Van
I
Morrison.
mean, I know it's a Nat King Cole song. Nat King Cole was
But-
a little bit older than Van Morrison.
But that don't mean nothing. She was still
Right.
making music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She.
Or he.
Hey,
I was like, shit.
What was
I
I
know it's
thinking?
2024,
No,
but
I'm
damn.
thinking
Transition
some
to the
reason I'm
grave
thinking
now.
Natalie. My brain's not working. Man. This
But,
is fucking beer. I've had 3 sips.
That's what we get.
I never drink, man.
Beer and heart medication, man.
Oh,
You're a new man
shit.
over
I'm
here.
not supposed to be drinking.
Right there you go.
we won't tell.
But here we go. You know, this is our kind of lead into the Christmas week here. So here we go.
And so I'm offering this simple phrase for kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to
Two.
1922.
That's an old ass song, bro.
Good,
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, definitely not Van Morrison.
No, you didn't write that one. You didn't write that one. But Dan, that was pretty nice, though, man. They're great, man. What a great band. Love those guys, man. Absolutely.
They were
love
they
them.
were fantastic.
They're no Whiskey
That's,
Grin, but they're a great band.
Yeah, man.
They really are a great
Hell
band.
yes.
How do
Hell
we?
yeah.
Do we have any? Our friends on from Starman yet?
I see that we have Dave on keys.
Oh, okay. We will
That's what
wait
his
and see if
name
we
is.
get. I think John Jody are coming on, so I think they will be on shortly.
Joey Bowie.
Joey Bowie.
There we
And-
go.
Are they on?
No,
Oh, but you want to hit
Oh.
any of our things real quick?
they are joining soon.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Let's see here. What do I have?
Joey Bowie. Is it just J-O-H? I think it's how
J-O-H.
Joey
Joe.
Bowie. I like Joey Bowie. That
Joey
rhymes.
Bowie.
I like rhymes, man. I should have been a
Let's
rapper.
see what to
I always said
pull
that.
up.
I tried. I tanned one time. It didn't work. Didn't help.
on, wait
I
on.
couldn't get the rhymes going at all.
Where the hell's all my stuff at? I got this Christmas on the Ave stuff here still. So
Oh no, Christmas on the Ave is gone.
yes, I know. All right.
Vineland Voice is still out there though, man. Their new issue is coming out, our brand new paper,
Yes.
which I'm going to get you guys a nice interview, by the way, with Savannah over there. You're going to like her. She's a sweetheart.
Nice.
And I'm going to get you guys a good interview so she can get something nice and new from you. You know, not something that's just copied off the, online that they find sometimes in print.
Yeah.
I want to really try and get an interview with you.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can probably
Hell
do it
yeah.
on the phone or whatever
Sure.
with her. She's wonderful too. It's a great,
They actually
great.
are both on.
Yeah. Oh, right.
They're
And
on
it's a
together.
great, it's a great paper because it's the first paper for us here that is literally about violin. It's the violin voice. It's all the violin. And we're on. So every show we do, including your show, will be in color on the front. And then inside they do a little like for the Bowie show this week, they're putting a little something in here about the Bowie show. This one had Wishbone Ash in it.
Nice.
So we'll have you guys now, like I said, with a nice little interview. But no, something that's not just whatever they're doing online, because that's a lot of times that's what they do now. They pull up a bio and they throw it in the paper, So
You don't see that too often.
No.
Or you don't see it enough.
Yes,
actually,
the newspaper, baby.
Yes.
The newspaper
Yes.
is back.
But yes, it looks like we have our star peoples.
As they screw AI, it's back. The newspaper's back. I'm excited about the newspaper. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I know. There we
All
go.
right, let's bring
But yes,
Joe, Jody, and who?
Joey, Jody, and Dave.
Joey Bowie.
Yes, but I've got a little something to lead us into that.
Oh,
here.
yes,
so we'll
dude.
lead
When
it
I
in,
tell
and
you-
then we'll bring them in.
Guys,
on the
I
other
got to
side.
tell you, man, this is one of the, when I tell you Bowie, I've seen Bowie so many times. I love Bowie. His passing was something that hit me hard. Nobody gives you Bowie like these guys. Wait till you hear these guys. They're unbelievable. They're sick, man. They're so good. They're so good.
Here we go.
Ground control tonight and on. You've really made the grade. And the papers want to know who's dressed you wear. Now it's time to leave the castle if you dare. This is Major Tom's and ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. Oh, here am I sitting in a tinker.
This blue. And oh man, dude, I'm sitting over here really telling everybody how good you guys are, man. How are you all?
Oh, thank you. You're too nice.
No, you have no idea. I'm so glad you guys can make it on. It really means a lot. We really get I know it sounds crazy, but thousands of people a week watch this podcast. And
I believe it.
It not only helps sales, but it helps get you guys seen a little bit more. And I think you guys deserve it so much. We have we have Jim and John in the studio with us tonight from Whiskey Grin as well. If you want to say hi to these guys, they got a show coming up in February. They're in an all original band over here, and they've played here a few times. We love them, but we want to get you guys on again, dude. With the costumes alone, you got Bowie's moves, you got Bowie's feel, you got some of the best musicians going. So I mean, how long you guys been together now? It's you played here. What? This is your fourth time here, I think.
Yeah. I think it's the fourth time we've been together almost 11 years now.
Yeah, the same band, same members.
Mostly the same members. We changed some of the members about 3 years in.
Okay, so it's been pretty much the same group though for a very long time now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It sounds it because it sounds very seasoned. Now, do you guys rehearse a lot, or are you just at the point now where you know it? He's laughing.
We rehearse. We usually rehearse before an important show coming up, and so
Okay.
yeah, like this one.
Yeah, well, you guys got a little. It's almost like a little tour of Bowie's birth month going on, correct?
Right.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
I
Plus,
think.
we brought back a bunch of songs for this show that we haven't done in a very long time. So
Are you bringing it? Are they deeper cuts, or are they just some of the hits that you haven't?
the deeper cuts.
Yeah, because he's got so many hits. It's hard to even do a show with all the hits.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, any new costumes?
Yeah, I'll throw in a new one.
Well, dude, I'll never forget you coming out in that big. What's that one called? The big legged one.
The Onion.
We call
The
it the
Onion.
Onion.
That's it. The Onion. I remember you coming out in the Onion for the first time ever, and you look like, okay, it took you a little while to get into it.
It's a Hot Wheels racetrack.
Mark, explain why we call it the onion suit.
What's that?
Explain why we call it the onion suit.
Well, there's two reasons. It's kind of shaped like an onion down below.
That I see.
It's the fabric isn't very breathable, so
fabric.
Yeah, the plastic, I should
vinyl,
say,
yeah.
and we get a certain aroma coming from this costume.
Oh, nice.
It heats up to about the temperature of a pizza oven. You can actually, after like 3 songs, you can see the steam.
Thin crust.
He's not kidding. He's not
You only wear that for like a song, though. You don't stay in that very long, do you?
It's like 4 or 5 songs. In it.
Really?
Yeah.
Depends if you can get it off or not. You know, sometimes it's stuck.
Oh, no. Now I got to ask you: do you have somebody who does the costuming? Do you do who or do you have somebody that, because that's very authentic to Bowie's original costume?
Yeah, well, we actually there was a girl from California that had that custom made and wore it for Halloween. And then after Halloween, she put it up for sale, and I saw it, and we had to grab it. You know, he said,
Oh man, it's so authentic. It really does.
Pretty good. And actually, we were surprised, but it fit Joe when we got it, so
Yes.
we had our fingers crossed. You know?
Fortunately, I'm as thin as a girl.
Just like David was.
The thin white Duke.
Yes. Well, I got to say, because even some of the other costumes, like one of my favorite Bowie looks was always that Let's Dance 80s feel that he had, and the oversized suit, you know, with the tie and all. And when you come out in that also has that it really very reminiscent of that concert. I saw that. God, where did I see that concert? That might have been back in the Spectrum.
Oh.
Yeah, that might have been a Spectrum show back in the 80s that I saw that tour. The Let's Dance tour.
Once you see that yellow suit, you know what songs we're playing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's hard to hide that one.
Yeah.
Once I put that on, I become real wiggly. I don't know why.
Well, and that's what he did. He became it's like it was the rubber. Like we used to always think, like, remember that song, the Rubber Band Man? That's he always reminded me of that. Whenever he would get that suit, his body would just like it would change, you know. And that's what I loved about Bowie, is he fit every character. When you go to Ziggy Stardust and you look at that character that he built and that he made so famous, I mean, when he does those songs, he's Ziggy. You know, you see that in his complete manner. He was very theatrical, and I think that's what I like about you guys. You're theatrical in that same way. And
He was a chameleon too.
absolutely, without a doubt. So I got to ask you then. So I guess Joe, you'd be the one to ask. I mean, you're the Bowie of the band. I mean, has Bowie always been that artist for you, or what made you want to go the Bowie route as far as a tribute act like this?
Well, you know, it really happened by accident, because we were in another band and doing a private party, and our guitar player just started playing Ziggy Stardust, and I started singing it, and he goes, "You sound just like Bowie." And I was like, "Well, why don't we do a Bowie show then?"
That's easy enough.
Yeah. Just for fun, but then it happened for real. So,
No, look, I'm glad you guys did, because like I said, we get a lot of even today. I probably got another 15, 20 emails of bands, and a lot of tribute acts want to play here, because we fill in a lot of our spots that aren't national acts with tribute acts, but we want the best of the best. And I have yet to see, and it's the honest to God truth. I'm not sitting here, you were the best Bowie tribute that has come across our desk ever. And I've seen a couple where I'm like, good Lord. Like, I'm like, well, I'm not going to even lie. I don't remember the name of the band, but the guy had to be, I'm not even kidding you, if he was like maybe 300 pounds. I'm like, how do you do Bowie at 300 pounds, man? It's like, it wasn't good. And we looked at each other. Steve Lefrook, I think he's hitting the air conditioning. It's like 4,000 degrees in here tonight. But we looked at each other, and I'm like, "Hey, you want to bring it?" He goes, "We got Starman." I'm like, "I was just kidding, man. I'm never." When you find that band that really gives you that artist, and you've seen them, like we have several. We have we talk about Steve Desco a lot, who does he does the Ozzy and Black Sabbath here, and there's no other. We had other Ozzy bands. Nobody gives you Ozzy, and the craziest thing is he almost lives his life as Ozzy. Like you see him on the street, you're like, I think that's Ozzy, man, but I'm not younger.
I think what adds to it is that we all like really love Bowie. I mean, I grew up listening to Bowie since I was 10, so it's in me,
Yeah.
So I think that really shows. Or
And it's obvious. And then I forget the keyboard player's name. What was your name again?
David.
David. I'm so bad with names, man. But one of the big things with Bowie is keys too. So very melodic, very beautiful keys. And you deliver that, man. You really do. You give us that's what you have to have when you're doing a Bowie tribute. And some of the ones that I've seen, and this is just so you guys know, they're playing tracks. I mean, some of their keyboard isn't even keyboard; it's just tracks.
Right.
And
We learn every note.
I know you do. That's what I love about it.
We worked with some incredible keyboardists. He had Rick Wakeman on his first album, and then Mike Garth for years and years, and others. And yeah, those keyboard parts are no joke.
Exactly, especially with the Wakeman years. Well, I'm a big fan of Wakeman. Love him. Actually, we talked about bringing him here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he does a couple little tours here and there, and I don't care, man. I've seen Yes several times back in the day, and I love Yes. But Bowie again was that band that always just. I don't know. He took you through the eras of Bowie, unlike any other band did. When you go through the albums, Diamond Dogs, and you go through all the albums of Bowie, and again, each one's like a story or a place or a time period, and it's a different Bowie. What was the Flight of the Conchords? You ever watch that show when they do the Bowie episode? You ever watch that, guys? Dude, that is one of my favorite things. And when he's like, "I'm the '80s Bowie man," he's floating around the room, and I'm like, "This is probably the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life."
It's very funny.
And that's what I loved about Bowie is he was the '60s Bowie, the '70s Bowie, the '80s Bowie, and that album, God rest his soul, that came out, at the time he passed. I mean, when you started listening to those songs, and you knew who Bowie was, and you know that he's now gone. And you're like, "Whoa, this is some deep shit, man." And it's just do you do anything off of that album at all?
Not yet. I haven't even been able to listen to the whole album all the way through. It's too sad.
It's tough. It is a very depressing album.
I actually, listened to it a few weeks ago, and I was like, "No, I can't."
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you know what? To me, it's the ultimate album to pay homage to him. And in what he gave people with music, because I just watched what was the one where he plays the goblin with the
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth. That was just on TV like a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, when he comes in and it's like it's what's Conley, the Conley chick, but Jennifer Conley, yeah, and she's sitting there in her bedroom, and Bowie comes through the window, and he's got the ball in his hand, he's going, "So, Catherine," and I'm like, "Oh, nobody delivers like Bowie." You know what I mean? And it's Bowie. And no matter what film he ever did, The Man Who Fell to Earth, any of that stuff, it was just, you knew what you were getting. You were getting Bowie. He wasn't going to be a character. He was going to be Bowie, and that's what you got. And I think that's what I loved about him so much.
I really regret that I didn't get to see him on Broadway in the Elephant Man.
Yes. I would have loved to have seen that too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how good that probably was, though?
Yes.
Yeah, I worked with a very horrible actor one time, Bradley Pooper, and he did the Elephant Man, but he was such a pompous jackass. And I don't care because I can't. No, you ready for this? He really said his exact words were, "The only person that ever did it justice was David Bowie, and I'm going to show people how it should have been done." Basically saying David Bowie didn't do it right, and Jackass wore no makeup, no nothing. He felt he could deliver the character through his acting. He needed nothing to do it with. I mean, absolutely. He didn't put the hood on. He didn't do anything. I mean, that was freaking horrible, man. Oh, I can't stand him. Him and I got in a couple. I can't. He's a piece. You notice he's not in movies anymore. When's the last time you seen Bradley Cooper? When you see him, every time you see a movie from now on, look at who produced it. He produces his own movies because nobody put him in movies anymore. Because when I tell you he's that person in Hollywood, well, look, Hollywood's gone to shit anyway. It doesn't matter at this point. But he's one of the reasons it went to where it is. He's one of the reasons I quit. I left it, but I put my money in here. Why deal with people like that when I don't have to? When I can deal with people like you guys and these guys over here, these fucking drunks.
Get us our beer, Steve.
Yeah, we're trying new beers. One of our we have a brewery moving into the theater called Wanderback, which is by next year. Wanderback will be a part of the facility here downstairs. They're going to be brewing in here, so it's kind of really cool. We're doing a lot of new things with the theater too, throwing some money in, like redoing the outside, putting a new bar into the lobby. So it's going to be real nice. We're doing good, and I feel like it's going to be a good year for us. And I think we're going into this time of the year right now with Bowie and these shows. My hopes are that people are going to open their. It's tough. It's a tough Christmas this year.
I mean, it is Bowie season after all.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but you know what? It is his. We're going to push that a little bit more. I don't think we've pushed that enough. That it's it's his birthday season. It's his time of the year. So I want to really use that maybe tomorrow and the next day to really promote the show.
Plus, we have a very special Christmas section of the show.
Oh, see,
Very
I didn't even know you were doing that.
Yeah, we got some stuff to put people in the holiday mood.
Well, we all know he had the one Christmas hit. What was that one?
Bing Crosby.
The Bing Crosby one. How'd that go?
Drummer Boy.
Yeah, he did Little Drummer Boy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll be doing that one.
Yeah, which is phenomenal.
Christmas
Bowie, I'm here to see you. one of the ghosts from Scrooged. Christmas Bowie's here. I love that show so much, man. And honestly, I don't really care for the show. It was just that one episode. I love Bowie that much, and he did such a good Bowie impression. But he didn't sing Bowie like you guys do, and I appreciate it. Anything you want to give? Anything? How about something that's you guys have been together for a while? Any like really good, memorable moments from anyone? Like from a show? Anything?
Well, we got a chance to meet a couple of the performers from Bowie's band.
Okay.
Here and there. Last year around this time, we were playing in City Winery, New York. Was it that show that we met Carmine Rojas?
Yes.
Was it in December? Was it the December show or was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he came up to our sound check and he, nobody recognized him at first. And he was kind of asking us a bunch of questions and playing along. And we found out that he's the guy who played bass on Let's Dance. And here we are doing a sound check in front of him. And he was the most personable, most genuine, humble human being you could ever speak to, considering his resume, Yeah. And he really gave us his time, like he was really engaged in our conversation and the questions we were asking. And, that was fantastic. I also had the opportunity to meet Reeves Gabrals, the guitar player, and Gail Ann Dorsey this year. So that was really exciting. And
Let's Dance, probably the most bass heavy song of Bowie's career. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, that had that, that really was that's a great bass.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something about that because he wasn't familiar with the song because it's an Iggy Pop song. So he's like, well, how am I going to approach this? Meanwhile, he's listening to the Rolling Stones, Under My Thumb.
Okay, yeah.
So that was in his head subconsciously, and that came out in Let's Dance.
Nice. See, that's what I love. I love those things that you find out like that because that's good. That's something you don't know. You
only get that through conversation with somebody.
Exactly, and that's fantastic. That's awesome. You got anything, dude? I need more. I need more. You got the guitar players. This is to be honest with you. I've seen Bowie. I've tried to remember. I think I've seen him 5 times. It might have been 4. Mm-hmm. But if any of his members, his band walked in here, I would never know them.
Revolving door.
I was exactly. He had a lot that went through, but I was so always focused on Bowie, and he was such the center of every show you ever saw. He was that icon in the. It was like going to see Prince, another one. Yeah. You don't remember any of but you just remember Prince and what he gave you and the magic that he created when he was on stage. Mm-hmm. And he always reminded me of that. He wasn't. He didn't change the costume as theatrical, but his guitar playing and everything. I don't know. I always felt this weird connection between the two when I would see them in concert.
And both of them are my idols, actually, Prince and Bowie, and they're both unfortunately gone.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So many that could have went, and they're still and they're gone. Yeah. And I hate to say that.
Yeah,
but,
Keith Richards is still here.
Yeah, didn't he just have a baby?
Yeah, Mick Taggart did. I know. Yeah.
This guy's like 904.
Yeah, the two that probably sold their soul to some
there's definitely
entity down
there
under.
there is definitely a devil sitting there going, when do we get this guy already? And I mean, that was a hell of a contract. But yeah, I think he just had twins. I think they actually named them Adam and Eve.
Oh my God!
No, I think I do remember. I do another weird podcast. I went online there, and I think we were looking at a Bowie thing. I think he had, or not Bowie, Keith Richards. I think that I don't think it might have been his babies, but they're named Adam and Eve. I'm hoping they're not his babies, man. I mean, come on, man.
What's another two? You know.
Yeah, but you know what? You can't raise kids with money, you know. And how much longer can this guy survive? I mean, he's already embalmed. You know what I mean? It's like he's like, I don't even know how old is Keith Richards. He's got to be up there, right?
I'm looking.
Steve's looking it up. He's like 974.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
So, like, I've always looked at like David Bowie as like basically like the Madonna of his a male version of Madonna.
God.
And I say that only because like she generationally she kind of morphed every album, every tour. She looked different. She sounded different on everyone. I'm not a big Madonna fan.
No, you might want to look at her now. She's morphed into something. Oh Lord,
yeah, she's changed. Because David Bowie, I've always thought of him that way. That he's always been able to keep his career going
to
musically, to reinvent himself. I mean, so when you guys, I've never seen you guys live. What's it like when you're doing so many variations of Bowie? Like, do you do it through the costume changes, or how do you approach it? How do you go about it?
Exactly. We spend about 5 or 6 songs in each era, different costume changes, go from one to the other, and then the show just evolves like through the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the soundscape changes over the years too. The synths he used, the keyboard sounds,
yep, sure. Especially the keyboards. Yeah, the keyboards changed over the years like nothing else.
And the guitar sounds, the Mark captures, and the different eras.
Yep.
I don't know how you play guitars like that.
But no, I think you're right, and I think that's what makes your show so good is when you do capture the errors and you stay within those costumes and stuff. I can definitely see a correlation between like Madonna was an actress. She also did her different, but Bowie was like a different character of a human being. And I think if Bowie was still going and he got to the point where she is now, I don't think he was the class of person that would have, stepped back a little bit or done something, like Bing Crosby is or something of his age.
Yeah.
He probably would have tried. So Madonna's trying to go back to the 80s right now, and it's not working. Where I think Bowie, as he grew and as he aged, he stayed within his age, and his music aged with him. And especially, again, that last album. I mean, that is such a sad, beautiful album, but it reminded me of where Bowie was at that time in his life, like no other.
Yeah, I think with David Bowie, I think for the majority of his career, he spent playing characters from Ziggy Stardust to Halloween Jack to the Thin White Duke. Yep. He was always in role. And I think not till the end of his life where he's starting to be comfortable with in his own skin, where he's actually David Jones, the person.
Yes.
And I think that's how he left us, just as we kind of went full circle, right back to where he started. And like, what an exit, Yeah,
no, that's a very good analogy too. I think that's probably one of the best ways I've ever heard it put. And
the Black Star album was also really musically complicated.
Yeah,
I mean,
big time.
The guys in the band, they said, "Oh, we'd like to do this song," and I was like, "Okay, well, if you guys want to work on it, and then explain it to me."
Yeah.
Did you ever think to yourself why? Why when he got to that point in that album? Why? Because you're absolutely right. It is. It's totally a different. It's like a whole different thing. And like you said, it is very musically complicated. And I have to wonder why. Like why?
Musicians in the city he found, right?
Yes, that's right. Yep.
He'd gone to a concert of theirs and he liked their sound, and so he decided to work with them.
Exactly. Yep. Well, that's the story I heard. I mean, I never heard it from him. I kind of heard that after the fact.
Yeah, the great thing about Bowie, he would pull in players and he would allow them to be themselves. If he pulled in Stevie Ray Vaughan, he expected Stevie Ray Vaughan to play as Stevie Ray Vaughan should. Or if he pulled in, Peter Frampton, for a tour, he would expect them to show their personality in their instrument. And he would push that and he would allow for that, when Fripp came into the band, or when Adrian Belew, you know, all the songs kind of shifted and changed. Their interpretations on the songs, you know, kind of influenced the performance.
Almost like the song he does with Freddie Mercury. I mean, that's another one of those. You know, it's definitely Freddie Mercury and David Bowie in that song, and they both are living that song as themselves. And it's that, again, it's another reason why I love a lot of his collaborations, because a lot of the collaborations that Bowie did, he was always Bowie, like just like in the movies. Like I said, you were getting Bowie no matter what, and that's, I think, what I loved about him. He was almost, we were talking earlier about Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson's that kind of actor. If you watch a movie with Jack Nicholson, you get Jack Nicholson. You know, you don't get Jack Nicholson playing a character. You know, you get Jack Nicholson. He becomes that character, and I think Bowie was that character in life. And again, that Dark Star album was just one of the. I don't know. I love it personally. If you put on a pair of headphones and you just close your eyes and you listen to it. And I'll tell you, I don't think I've ever listened to it. And probably the least manly thing I would say, I don't think I've ever not teared up a little bit at certain parts of that album. It's hard not to,
right?
You know, especially when it was somebody you kind of, you know, I hate to say idolize because it's one of those words. You know what I mean? You don't like to idolize, but when it comes to musicians, for me growing up, especially, he was somebody that was there my whole entire life. You know, he was always a part of my life musically, and then all of a sudden he's gone. And that's it. You're not getting anything else out of Bowie. I mean, now Prince, when Prince left, all of a sudden it's like, oh, we found another album and about 15 more albums. But I never found anything else from Bowie. Nobody ever said, oh, by the way, here's these magical records that he recorded that no one heard, you know. But you got to wonder if there's any of that out there, you know.
I think he released everything he recorded, right? Prince was such a control freak in the studio.
Yeah. He was.
It was like reverse, right? Bowie had whole recording sessions he didn't even remember.
But now being a guy on the keys, and another wonderful thing about Prince was the keys. But he put out a beautiful album after he passed. He put out the album that all the piano music of him in his studio. I don't know if you've listened to that.
Yeah, not all of it.
Oh, you should. That's a pretty tremendous album. And when you hear him, when you just hear the natural sound of him counting off for a song. And then stopping and saying, hey, do me a favor, can you just bring this level up, bring that, and he counts off again. And you're like, man, that literally happened in that room. Right. I mean, and they were recording it, and here it is. We get to listen to it so many years later, you know. I would love to have something like that come out about Bowie, because again, it was just somebody that was, again, iconic through my life. And I think that's why I love you guys so much too. And I'm so glad you found a way to get on tonight, because I really enjoy you guys. I want people to see why I love you guys, because you give me and Joe, you do it in your costumes, your actions, your theatrics. You give me Bowie, and you remind me of why I loved Bowie so much. And I think that's why I like Starman, because you guys really do. You remind me of what's so great about Bowie.
The rest of us are as entertained by Joe all night as you are.
Oh, absolutely. He's a character.
Sure.
And we also give you comedy.
You definitely give us comedy. The first time you came out in The Onion. I remember.
In fact, Joe is very particular about not telling the band ahead of time when he has a new joke. So it's
Oh,
new
no.
for us too.
Right. That's why you'll notice when we're playing, I'm always standing like this watching him almost the whole show.
You can't help it. But again,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying earlier about David, though. If you saw David and the guitar players, I think we might have had a drummer or something that came in one time from Bowie. Somebody came in that played with Bowie at one point.
Yes.
It might have been the drummer that was with.
I believe a drummer.
It was with I think what's her face? Debbie Gibson, I think. That drummer had something to do with a Bowie track or something, I think.
Might have been.
Yeah, he's playing with Debbie Gibson now. But it's one of those. It's just I would never recognize them, because just like Joey does, you take over that stage and it becomes. I know you guys. I'm used to seeing you now, and I see you before and after the shows. But during the show, he becomes that Bowie, and it all brings you in. And when we do the stars, I forget what it was the last time you were here. I forget what song it was, but you looked around, you're like, holy shit, I'm literally in the stars, man.
Yeah.
And it works because it accentuates what you do.
It also makes it a little more hypnotizing.
Yes, which a lot of that music is, especially from those albums. Those 60s and 70s albums were very hypnotizing.
And I have to add, the Landis Theater is the place to see us.
Yes.
We love playing the Landis.
Absolutely.
It's the perfect venue for us to do our show. we have it. The sound, the lights are top notch. The staff is fantastic, and
We got a new soundboard too, man. It's even better now. We added to the sound.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the experience is, immersive. With the imagery that you guys put on the walls all around, not just the stage.
Yeah. We try to. We
Fantastic.
want to be different, and we want people to say, "Hey, look, I saw Starman. It maybe I saw you in Philly, or I saw you in New York, or I saw you wherever, but we didn't see it at the Landis."
Yeah, you got to see the Landis show.
And if you go to the Landis show, you're going to get a totally different show. And look, it's good for us. It's good for you too, because like I said, if you're playing a show like we know you're playing one a little close by after, you're not going to see you like you do here. And if you really want to see this band, go see them in both places. And give yourself a treat and really get to see. Because I know if I had the time, I would come see you somewhere else.
Well, plus we pride ourselves in not ever doing the same show twice.
Yes, which is good.
Even if we're playing, close by a few weeks after the fact, it's going to be a different show.
Which is great.
The visual and the sound at the Landis is just
70 different set lists for our 70 shows or however many.
That's good though. Look, I'm going to tell you, we get a lot of young bands in here, and we get a lot of originals, like the guys from Whiskey Grin. Not necessarily talking about you guys, talking about the younger bands that have come in here, and I've had them in here 3 times, and I'm trying to say you're old, but they come in here, and it's like, not only do they give you the same exact set, they're even giving you the same exact spiel.
Right.
And I'm like, you guys, you can't do the cookie cutter thing. This isn't a Taylor Swift concert. You can't do the same thing over and over and over and expect people to want to watch you.
That's got to be really boring for the musicians in the band too.
Oh, without a doubt.
Exact show every time.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I didn't even think about that, how boring it's got to be for the band. Because when you got your lead singer out there saying the same thing every single time. Oh, well, you know what song's coming up, because they're giving the spiel, and they're gonna sit on the edge of the stage, and they're gonna sit there and talk about it, and then they're gonna get up and point to their dad, and it's the same thing every time. And I try to tell them, you guys, you got to do something different. I mean, when you guys came in last time, didn't you guys end up playing a couple? Like you played a couple tracks in the beginning or something in the
a couple covers.
Yeah, and then you ended up doing a couple covers.
Yeah,
because again, that's it. These guys are probably one of the best original bands that I know from this area, without a doubt. And that's why you're here. I love you guys. You're just good people, but you're so good. But they played a couple. Well, I don't remember what you played, but I'm like, dude, that's the best rendition of that song I've ever heard. And you were opening for Dead Daisies, I think it was.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
that as a sound check where you were.
Yeah.
We don't usually play our original music for a sound check. We'll just do it. We'll play a cover, and I think
I forget what you played.
We played
Sarah Smile.
Sarah's Smile.
That's the one for me.
And we did the Bee Gees.
Yeah, and they did a Bee Gees tune. And I said to him, I'd say this to all these kids too. I'm like, just throw a cover in there, because nobody knows your music. And the Dead Daisies, they do it. You got John Corabi, you got Doug on guitar. Doug and I have become buddies, man. This guy from Whitesnake, and now he's my buddy. Like, how'd that happen? What I mean? But we know them now. They played here enough, but they always throw in the covers, because not everybody knows all the Dead Daisies music. But man, I knew that song, and I'm telling you, when they did Sarah, I'm like, you got to do it. And they're like, we don't want to do it. We don't do it. I'm like, yeah, but dude, people are going to hear that song, and then they already like you. Then you just hit them with something they know in a totally different way, and it's gorgeous. I try to tell these kids that, man. And you have to do that. Maybe that's why what makes you guys such a good Bowie band is you're not doing the same set every time. We had an ELO band that I really loved that came in here. Like the third time they came in, they did the same. They even give us the video. And normally I do all the video, but I'm like, they got to kind of time to their shit. We'll just put it up. Third time in, you're like, dude, who's going to buy tickets? They've seen you here 3 times, and you played the same exact show 3 times.
Right.
Yeah, just look. And I even told the guy, I said, I'll mix the show live. I'll do it all live for you. You just play. We don't know how to do that. We don't know how to do it. You know why? Because they had about 4 layers of tracks playing.
Oh, boy.
That's the problem. They're not playing live music.
We're playing we're playing some stuff this weekend at Landis that we've never played before in our lives.
I can't. Oh, great.
Nice.
Look, I am looking forward to it, guys. I really am, man. You're an amazing band. You're a wonderful band. I implore anybody out there to come see the Starman. It is this Saturday night. It starts at 8:00. Doors open at 7. Tickets are $25 to $40, all in. There's no additional fees, taxes. One of the things we do here, I love the logo too. Come on, you couldn't have found a better logo, man. That's this Saturday, December 21st. Again, tickets are between 40 and 25. They're doing Christmas music, which I'm excited about. I can't wait to hear. I know Little Drummer Boy has to be in there. His voice too when he does it. And Joey hits it straight on. I can't wait. I'm excited now. You've never done Christmas music here.
Well, David is the voice of Bing.
Nice.
Wait, what? Are you really?
Yeah, David's doing the one. Well, who do you think was going to do it? Me?
I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
Give us a choice, David.
it's usually you that's singing beside him. Oh, I'm excited now. I'm excited.
And you know, another thing I really love about Landis is the really large stage. I really get to move around more than any other place.
Yeah,
to play. And I got to tell you, in that onion costume, I can't tell you how many times I've spun around in that and knocked shit over.
Well, what do you like? At least what, 5 feet wide in that thing?
Yeah.
There's a couple of venues that you can only walk sideways.
Yes.
Like the crab walk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or he
I
hopped.
remember-
He
I
hopped
think-
to the side.
I think you did you not bring that? I think you wore that here for the first time when you had it the one time, and I think you were in it for a very short period of time and you got right out of it.
I was just testing the waters, you know.
Landis was the only building big enough to actually take it out of the box.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I am so excited to see you guys again. It's this Saturday. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. Get here early. Have a beer. Have a Wanderback beer and enjoy it. You're in for a treat. And again, playing Christmas music. I'm so excited now. I hate to ask the bands to play Christmas music. I kind of give it to you. The Van Morrison guys this weekend did, and Van Morrison had Christmas music out already, Tupelo Honey, and they killed it, man. And people loved it. And I think it helps. It's been a crappy year business wise for a lot of people, including us. And we're going into this Christmas time with a lot of people. Their pocketbooks are tight and stuff. Tickets are not that expensive. Again, you don't pay for parking here. There's no taxes and fees. If you buy that $25 ticket, it's $25. You buy that great $40 upfront ticket, it's all you're paying. You're not paying anything extra, and you can enjoy yourself. You can come out for the holidays, and God, I can't wait, man. I'm excited.
We're excited too.
I want to ask you one more thing. Have you guys ever played? Now, I don't know if we've ever done it here. I think we did one album with you guys. Didn't you guys do the Ziggy Stardust album the one time, like all the way through?
But not at the Landis, right? We haven't done it there, right?
I think the last time you guys were here, you did.
I think you did that, but I was wondering if you do any other albums.
We've done Station to Station.
Another great album to do all the way through, yeah. Because I would like to see that next.
Oh, we could do that next.
Well, like I said, there's no other Bowie band that's ever going to play here. That's without a doubt. So, I mean, you're the only one. As long as I'm here and I'm owning it, and my heart's still beating, which I'm trying to.
Station is a tough album.
Oh, I bet it is.
Yeah,
I'll absolutely bet it is. But look, I want to thank you guys for coming on. Bless you guys. I can't wait to see you this weekend. Please, safe travels getting here, please. And we cannot wait for this show. I am excited.
Thank
absolutely.
Same here.
Thanks so much.
Good night, guys.
Forward to it.
Thank you, Joey. Take care, buddy.
All right.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
God, they're great musicians and good people, man. Yeah. If you guys, I don't know if you're doing, if you got not, just come out and see the show, man. It's so worth it, especially if you like Bowie, because it's such a great show. Mm-hmm. And again, they're just great musicians, great people, and they give you Bowie like Bowie gave you Bowie. When I tell you, Joey comes out there and he really delivers Bowie, man. Now I didn't say this while they were on, but so back in the 80s, I'm going to say probably 89, maybe late 80s, early 90s. I used to sing in bands and do a lot of shit. I did Broadway shit, all kinds of stuff. And these two very butch lesbian girls that were friends of mine at the time, Becky, I can't remember her girlfriend's name, but I was sleeping on their couch in New York. I was doing a show on Broadway, and I didn't have a place to stay. And I was singing, getting ready for the show. And I came back that night, and she goes, we were talking about it. We have a lot of money. We work on Wall Street. And we wanted to back you if maybe you would be interested in doing a Bowie tribute because we think you could sing the Bowie music. I'm like, No, I'm not doing
That ain't that ain't gonna happen.
But literally, they tried to get me to do a Bowie tribute. They're like, Ray, we heard you in there singing. I think I was singing from. It might have been Ziggy Stardust album. I was singing a couple songs off of that because I always like to warm up with that. That I did an audition for. I know it sounds crazy, for Wonder Woman. All right, it was a new show coming out. Okay, long story about Wonder Woman. I got the part. My audition, I had nothing ready. I had absolutely nothing ready. I was working on Boardwalk Empire at the time, and I had to go uptown and do this audition. I get up there, and I'm like, I don't know what I recited Ziggy Stardust. I went, Ziggy, he played guitar.
Yeah.
Man, could he play guitar? And I just kind of went through the whole song, and the girl looked at me after. She goes, "What's that from? Like what show is that monologue from?" And I'm like, Ziggy Stardust. That's David Bowie's song. She went, "Oh my God, that was so good." And I got the part. But then they canceled the show. So go figure, right? No, I got a part on the show to play Wonder Woman's financial guy. And then they came in and we went through all the rehearsals, all the stuff, and they came in, the network guy comes in, he goes, Ray, we're gonna let you go. I'm like, wow, was that bad? The girl is great too. It was in it. She's been in a lot of movies too. The girl was playing Wonder Woman. I can't remember her name though. But he goes, no, he goes, the problem is everyone loves you, but you're not fat enough. I'm like, what? The network feels like this needs to be a very rotund, whatever guy. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, and we just don't think we were going to ask. Maybe you could gain the weight, but we don't think you're ever going to get big enough. They really want a big guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you're letting me go because I'm not fat enough? I'm like, in this business, right? And lo and behold, 2 weeks later, they started filming in the streets. And I was cut at that point. They started filming in the streets, and some of the geeks that love DC saw the costume and went fucking nuts online about how horrible it was. And NBC canceled the show. I went, that's what you get.
That's what you get.
That's what you get for wanting a fat guy to sell it.
See there, and you would have gained all that weight. Shit. You would have had to lose it sooner or later.
I was never gaining that weight. You should have seen the guy they hired. He looked like, I don't even know, man. He was round. He was rotund, as they said. They said I wasn't rotund enough.
He
I'm like,
filled out the onion suit.
Oh, yeah. That onion suit had nothing on that man. But they were nice. They were nice. They were like, oh, but we'll give you this part, and we have, with these couple episodes coming up, and you could have the detective, or you could be the bad guy in this episode. I'm like, no, look, I'm just gonna go back over to the boardwalk, man. I go back to Brooklyn and play around over there for a little bit. But yeah, it got canceled 2 weeks after. And I was like, nah. That's what you get. That's what you get. So look, man, let's talk about your show.
What about it?
You guys are coming now. Do you guys have any new music?
We do.
We do. Yeah, we're cutting a new album right now.
Now, is that going to be out by January? What's the show again? The 20 what?
25th.
25th.
The album's not going to be out by the 25th,
but you'll have some of the music.
Oh yeah, we're gonna. In fact, we're gonna be playing some songs that nobody's ever heard us play.
Nice.
So, we're gonna be. We've got a lot of surprises, little Easter eggs in this album. So it's we got the fact we're writing our first ballad that we've never done a ballad.
Don't ever look at him when you say ballad like that again. That was the gayest thing I've ever seen.
It was pretty gay. I'm sorry.
Sing me a ballad.
Sing me a ballad.
It's the best gay guy I can put. I can't pull it off. But,
it's like Bowie, man.
but we got a lot of cool stuff coming in. We've been the first album we were really quick, and then of course we did a gazillion shows since then, and trying to find our way back into the studio and whether or not we had enough material, and come to find out we got a shit ton of material.
Yeah,
and so we have enough for another album, right after this, but it's just it's the money that drives it. So it's
dude, give it a couple more months, man, and you just tell AI, hey, look, we're going to record an album. Get ready, we're coming in. I mean, it's
you and this AI thing,
dude. Did you not see this? The dude. Look, I don't care. You go fuck yourself. I don't care. I really like this new president, man. I like Donald. He sat there with the Prime Minister of Japan, and the Prime Minister of Japan comes in and goes, last time Donald was in office, I gave $50 billion and brought industry to the United States, jobs. He said, because we feel so confident. And the second he was elected, I don't know if you know this, but their economy went fucking flew up.
Yeah.
Like nothing you've ever seen before. And they were so excited. They're like, look, we really need to be partners with the United States. So they're going to bring $100 billion over, okay, and put 100,000 people to work, from building cars to everything. But a lot of the money is being focused on AI technology.
Yeah.
So this AI technology, they're bringing it into our country to make this now, as opposed to doing it elsewhere and trying to sell it to us, which is what tariffs and all this are about, right? And then Donald says to him, he looks at him, he goes, this time he goes, I double down, Donald. You know, hey, double down. And Donald goes, why don't you double down to 200 billion? And the guy goes, and Donald Trump goes, you can do it. I know you can do it. He goes, okay, I will try. I will try. He goes, you're not going to try. You're going to do it. He goes, oh, yes, I'm going to do it. And he's probably thinking, But I'm telling you, dude, you do not get a better businessman that looks at a guy and goes, well, 100 billion, you can afford 200 billion, right? And the guy's like, why not? And literally, by the time he was done, the guy's like, oh, okay, I make it happen. I'm like, oh, how do you do that? That's not like saying, hey, look, man, you want to buy it for $50? You're going to really like it if you give me 100. It's another 100 billion. I'm like, you just got another 100 billion out of this guy just by punching him in the shoulder. You know,
they got it like that, I guess, man. You know,
but we need industry, man. We need jobs back. We need this country to be making things again, and we don't make anything anymore. We've become a service-oriented shit country, and I love it. But AI, the reason I was saying, because now there's all these AI programs coming out. That are doing TV commercials for you. They're doing ads for you. They're doing music for you. They're doing video. I saw a thing, a band. You load your song into it,
and it creates
a fucking video for you.
Yeah.
And dude, some of them aren't bad. Mutt has figured out how to use AI and make videos.
That's scary.
Have you seen them? Do you have that any chance still? Oh, damn, he got rid of it. Dude, he made one, and you look at it, and he's like, yeah, I made that all on AI. I'm like, oh, man, we're fucked.
Imagine if AI gets into his head.
Oh, we're screwed.
We're done.
It's in there, though.
You know?
He came up with this pork ball video.
Uh-huh.
And I looked at him, I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, AI did that. He goes, I just added the words. I'm like, oh, no.
Holy shit. We are so screwed.
And he's in the video.
We need the T2000 to come around, you know, and just wipe us all out.
Yeah,
you know
it's going to happen, man. I don't know if you saw that thing they dropped on Syria the other day, man. They thought it was a nuke.
Oh, the earthquake.
They hit a bunker that they hit an ammo dump. Is what it was, and it went up. I mean, it went up. I was like, oh Lord, man. They're like, I'm like that. You can tell it's not a nuke.
Yeah.
But I mean, just by seeing it, but it just kept going because it just kept, whatever was in there just kept exploding. I'm like, oh Lord, man. They're out of weapons now, so
I just get inundated all day long about this drone stuff. It's like I've had it up to here with the drones. It's NASA.
It's not necessarily NASA. I think they call it Space Force now.
Yeah,
which is our NASA.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely, without a doubt, it's our country. If it wasn't, nobody's going to let it happen. You know what I mean? Pearl Harbor was a blip on the screen, and look what happened. And they went, no, go back to bed. All of a sudden. You know what I mean? So you're just going to let this shit fly around our country for a little bit. Oh, don't worry. They know exactly what it is. Yeah. So that's why it doesn't bother me. But I'll be honest with you. I'm seeing a lot of it. And then I see all these things online. I'm looking, and Steve and I are sending things back and forth. And we're like, yeah, look at this. I'm like, dude, that's a fucking airplane, man. That's an Osprey. That's this. I'm like, half this stuff isn't drones.
I know.
You know, what happens? It's almost like, what was the one that was done in New Jersey with the War of the Worlds?
Oh, it's in Hillsborough.
Yeah.
And did you hear about that drone that crashed in Hillsborough?
No.
Go figure, right?
Yeah, go figure. You know,
of all places.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
Where's Orson Welles when you need him?
But that's what it is. You put the fear into people, and they don't know. And dude, yeah, but there's so many weak-minded people now. It's so easy to scare them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, just look. That's why you see, when you see like a lot of these videos from LA and areas where you'll see a couple kids go into a store and start knocking shit over and stealing stuff, and people watch them walk out the door because everyone's scared. Everyone's scared. You know what? Every time I see it online, I'm like, Mace, Mace them. I literally I carry it with me wherever I go.
Mhm.
It's the best thing. I've used it 2 or 3 times. If I am in a store,
On yourself?
no,
I'm just
would never, dude. When you see it, I hit a guy one night, man. He was in the parking lot, in the middle of that parking lot, on his knees, going, "What's a Jesus? What a Jesus?" And I'm like, "Jesus ain't coming, brother." I said, "You shouldn't have swung at me. You drunk ass knows that." Look, I'm not gonna fight you, man. Especially if you're drunk, and then I got to deal with it. Something happens to you, I'll mace you.
Yeah.
It's gonna burn for a little bit. You're gonna get past it. You're gonna be okay,
Yeah.
but you're gonna calm down.
And
You're gonna
maybe you'll
stop the
learn your
shit,
lesson.
and that's the hope. So you're not gonna do it again.
You're not going to do it again.
The next time you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm probably gonna get maced again, and I do not want to go through that again. And I got the mace. What is it that Keith gave us? That
Palm.
It's called
Peace of mind.
POM. It is the highest concentrate of whatever the hell.
Gel.
What's it called?
It's a gel.
It's a gel.
It's a gel.
And
No,
it
dude,
shoots out
dude.
in a stream.
You're going to
Oh.
silly string this dude in his
No,
eye.
no, no.
Yes,
The one guy I
yes.
saw it hit his tooth and
Yeah.
drip down, and I went, "Oh, you're fucked." and then he looked at me. He was in the bar, and he goes, "I said, look, he's giving me shit in the bar." I said, "Why don't we just step outside?" He goes, "You step outside, man," drunk and shit. Goes out there. I said, "Dude, you don't want to swing at me." And he had a bag in his hand, and he swung the bag, and I ducked. Our chef and everything was out there. I pulled the mace out, and I went, one. All you need is one shot. And I saw it hit his nose and then go down to his tooth, and I saw it drip, and he went. And as soon as he took that breath in, he stopped, bro. He didn't know what to do, and he's walking around in circles. And our chef is like, "What's in that, man?" I said, 28 shots per little thing. I'm like, "You only need one." This guy, he goes to walk across the street. I told Jeremy, one of our security guys, one of the family here. I said, just make sure you get hit by a car. But he goes walking across the street, right? He goes into the bar across the street. And we're sitting there waiting. I'm like, yeah. About 10 minutes later, woo! Two cop cars pull up. I'm like, dude, it doesn't take much of this stuff. And like I said, it's gel. And don't you dare try to wape it.
Did you ever?
And that's what he did.
They got that gun out now. Buddy of mine, he bought one. It's a burner.
Oh, I have one. Yeah.
Do you have?
Yeah,
one of those?
we've shot it. Yeah.
Why the hell would you have one of those when you can carry a real gun?
Well, because you know, I do. I have a concealed permit. I have a gun wherever I go. You know, but I always carry the mace because I don't want it. I don't want to take someone's life. I don't want to do that. If it's necessary and my life or the life of someone near me or something's in danger and I don't have a choice, I'm a pretty damn good shot. Steve would tell you too. So is he. We go to the range, man. We're good.
I got a couple of guns I
We're
want to go
good.
shoot.
Well,
with.
I told you 100 times, come out, dude. We got
Yeah.
more ammo and guns. But the point is, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But that Barona, man, let me tell you, that motherfucker hurts. You shoot that at the wall with the practice, and you hear them go, pow! When they hit the wall, you're like, oh. But I also they have pepper balls.
Yeah.
But then they're actually CS gas balls.
Oh.
You don't even want to open it. I bought a thing of them. It was like ridiculous amount of money for one tiny little thing of them. And I looked in there, and it looks like powder, so I refused to open it. Now, I don't think I ever told you this. I went online. That is powder.
Yes.
It's the powder to keep the balls from sticking together.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if that's one of those that broke open, I was in the Army.
It is CS gas?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in the Army, they used to put you through the gas chamber. They don't do that anymore. Now they spray them basically with. We used to get CS gassed.
Oh.
You sat in there with your mask on, and then they waited and they waited, and then they ripped your mask off, and they just stared you in the face until you breathe. You ain't holding your breath long enough. I don't care if you can hold your breath for 20 minutes. They'll wait 20 minutes. And I made the yearbook for my platoon going through, and that picture of me in the yearbook is coming out with snot and stuff going like just shit coming out of me from that. It was the worst experience of my life. And when I see those little things, I'm like, oh, I don't want to open this. I do not
Yeah,
want to open it.
it may have been accidental, but Ray's definitely the only boss that I've ever had that has maced me.
Yeah, I didn't
And then
make
I've come
you
back to
exactly.
it.
I
Still
made
have a job.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I made
that was
another guy pretty
Yeah.
bad though.
yeah, a group of
You
people on that
rescued
one.
him, so you weren't so bad.
I did. Yeah. No, I mean it still sucked. And then the time that he was in the hospital, when Ray was in the hospital, the dog may or may not have got into that package of CS gas.
Yeah.
And I had to clean that up.
Yeah,
My
my dogs got
all
in,
over the damn
no,
thing.
they got into the pepper balls.
The pepper
Yeah,
balls.
they got into
and-
the pepper balls once, and let me
Either
tell you,
or, that fucking sucked.
They didn't like it either.
Yeah, I can only imagine because it was all over their little bed and everything. I'm like, oh, shit.
Look, when you own a club or a bar, every once in a while, and believe it or not, it's always women. It's always women that get in fights in the parking lot. And we got a fight in the parking lot, and I go out there, and I got this bear spray can, and I'm like, you just kind of hit him with it. I'm giving it to Jeremy. I'm like, you pull the red thing, and you pull it, and I pulled the trigger, and it went, and it hit Steve and the guy next to us, one of my security guys. It hit him, and he went, oh! And he, you got to see this man.
House?
No, he's bigger than House. He's actually related to House. So, and he is huge. And I don't know how big he is, but he is in tears. We have it somewhere on video. Steve drags him in the backyard. It's like a Vietnam thing. Steve's dragging him in the backyard, and he's like, oh, and he's trying to rip his clothes off and everything, and Steve's pouring milk on him and stuff. It's the greatest video you've ever seen in your life. The kid's name is Karan. And I'm
he
like,
said I saved his life that day.
Yeah, he goes, you saved my life, man. I said,
he said, anything you ever need, I got you. You saved my life.
It was pepper spray, man. Ain't nobody saved your life. But if you can see the video, it was hilarious.
It's great.
But again,
it's great.
Yeah, I got to see
this
thing, man.
I have it still,
get back to what we're talking about. That's what you use. You just carry it with you.
Yeah.
If you see shit going down, just hit him and walk away.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine.
Don't get
Florida.
in a fight.
He
What's
owns
the
company Stun Guns Unlimited. He gave my wife some pepper spray and all kinds of taser things.
Yeah, we got one of those
He gave
too.
her all kinds of stuff. And
yeah.
She looks at me every now and then, and
you got the taser.
She looks.
We got
at
the
me
taser
like
you can shoot too. It's like a gun. What's that one called?
The taser.
It's called the taser.
Yeah, the actual taser company. Yeah. That's one where you really don't have to get to the point of ever using it. Because if you actually take the cartridge out and you can fire it, it does it has the little arc that goes on too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone sees that and goes, yeah, I'm
cool.
done. I'm
cool.
good.
Well,
See you later.
I tased my hand with it once by accident. I was pulling the thing off, and it went, I went, oh, my whole arm. I'm like, and I mean, for a brief second, I'm like, oh yeah, that works. That works real good. And I'm like, oh man, I was trying to move. I'm like, dude, did I just fuck my arm up? After a while, though, you're like, all right, so you taste somebody, it's going to come back.
Yeah, those people don't know that. So, like a police taser only goes for 5 seconds. Those will go for a full 90 seconds without you holding the trigger in. They're actually made for you to basically shoot it and then drop and run. So it will continue to shock somebody for 90 seconds until somebody flips it down and
shock me.
I would not want, like I said, the police ones are 5. I would not want to be on the receiving end of that. There, my Keith actually might have gotten himself one time in the leg.
Well, I took the thing off. I took the thing off the front, and I don't remember what I was doing, but I was like, oh, that's cool. I think I went to put it back on is when I did it.
Yes.
And
kind of
I'm
a
like,
bad design. You got to put your hand right in front of the damn thing in order to push it back in.
Well, if you're smart, you can turn it the fuck off.
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't do. I left the light on. The light, it's got a flashlight built in. I was like, I think I was using that to see.
Oh my God.
I'm an idiot, man. I don't even know what I was thinking either.
But yeah, that's a good behavior changer without actually having to use it. You pull that little thing out and it makes a hell of a noise.
I don't have it on me. It's on my desk, but it's a little black. It's called POM. You can get them on Amazon. They're about yay big. They clip onto your belt, and it is. And they say there's 20. I've used it 3 times on 3 different people, and I've hit it once. Now, one guy I'm gonna tell you kind of pissed me off, so I might have hit it twice, 3, 5, maybe 10 times. But
he had it coming.
He had it coming to him, man.
Don't fuck with my car. Don't fuck with my car. That's what pissed me off. That was the worst thing he did. But it's like, but why? And again, I don't want to fight you. I'm an ex-Army Ranger, dude. He's seen me in some fights here. I've grabbed them and twice.
That's the thing about fights. You get into a fight,
and it's like
you're gonna get hurt too.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Well, you know what happened? I broke my fucking toe again. I got a toe that breaks. Like you breathe on it, it breaks. My big toe. And this asshole, I get in a fucking boxing match with him at the pool table. I get him in, and he steps on my fucking foot and breaks my toe again. I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Why am I doing this? I'm done. Drag him the fuck out.
That's the same, man. Every time I've ever been in a fight, the next day you go, oh.
Yep.
And you look at your knuckles, you're just all beat up, man. It's just like, yeah, but I fucked him up, man. You're all like, you're beat up too, man.
Yep. And I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I'm tired, man. I don't feel like fighting nobody. Again, and in this country anymore, I don't feel comfortable going anywhere without a gun.
Yeah.
It's that crazy. You go to Philadelphia, you better bring a fucking machine gun with you. you know. But it is. It's like I said. I carry concealed, but I also carry the pepper spray because again, I don't ever want to have to use the gun on it. I don't even want to have to ever even think about pulling that gun out of that holster. It's just nothing I want to do. But it's there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and again, as you get older, you're like, look, man, back in the day, man, it's an Army Ranger. They used to just put us in a circle and make us beat the shit out of each other. I mean, you fought. That's what they did. They used to point to two guys and go inside and fight. That's what he did. Yeah. The guy that won, that idiot would have to get back in the circle and fight again in a little bit.
Yeah.
The best thing to do was lose.
Lose right away, and you're a spectator, baby.
And you just lay out and go, oh, oh.
How to get out of the octagon. You know, it's like, these are the rules of engagement. Just lay down, man.
First hit.
Look, man,
take it.
I want to. You guys are going to play a song for us, though, right? Yeah. What do you got? Let's play something, man. What do you got?
Yeah.
It's called Old White Spots.
White Spots? Yes, you. Well, I know the song. You played it.
You know the location. You know the place.
Tell me again, because I think
it's
Jim
on the
told
back
me this.
end of Browns Mills, out in the on the.
Well, I'm from Mount Holly, so
yeah, you'd be going down Route 70, and it's just like when you get to like it's nothing but wilderness, you know, and cranberry bogs. You know, that's White Spots, but. You know, growing up, there was a lot of partying that go on back there.
Oh yeah. Well, now my brother used to party back there a lot.
Yeah. So yep. So sorry.
No wait.
But
where did you guys? You guys have been from South Jersey?
Yeah.
Browns Mills.
So where did you go to high school?
Pemberton.
You went to Pemberton.
Rivals with
so we were RV, man.
Yeah,
you were in our tribe.
Yeah, but Pemberton, man, was gladiator school, man.
But the thing about
fight your way in, fight your way out.
The thing about Rancocas Valley was you could choose. You could go to Lenape, you could go to Rancocas Valley, you could go to Cherokee.
Pemberton, we didn't get
my brother went to.
No, they don't give you choice, man.
No, you didn't get a choice
on Friday, man. That was the only choice you had. You know,
hey, dude, there's nothing better than that pizza with the chocolate milk and the fucking green beans.
Yeah,
and you're like, you know what?
And look how well we turned.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? There was nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
But you know what? I remember because I played football and stuff back in the day, and I remember playing, you know,
RV. We played for a cup every year.
You guys had this Franco Harris thing
we
on your
did.
shoulders. You know,
yeah, we did.
Like, you know, you guys all wanted to be Franco, man.
Well, I knew Franco very well.
You know.
Yep. You know, he lived right next to our high school. His mother did.
Yeah.
She literally lived right next to high school, so you would see him a lot of games and stuff when we played. He was great, man, and he was just a nice guy.
Yeah.
For years. So prior to him passing, I was trying to get him here. I had a jersey. I got a helmet signed by him and everything. Yeah. And I wanted to get him. And eventually we probably would have. And then, you know, right on that, it was like I forget, 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception when he passed.
Yeah.
And which is pretty sad. But yeah, we had Franco Harris. We had I went to high school with Irving Fryer.
All right.
So Irving, I don't know if you remember Irving Fryer.
Yeah.
And he played for the Eagles for a little bit, but he was best known. He went to 85. He went to the Super Bowl with the Bears.
Yeah.
And he was with the Patriots. He caught the only touchdown pass that game. Or I knew Irving but he was a year ahead of me in high school, so we played together. He the night before the game, the Super Bowl, he got in a fight with his wife, and she came at him with a knife, and he grabbed the knife and she ripped it out of his hand.
Oh.
So if you go back and watch that game, his hand is all bandaged. He's a preacher now somewhere now. His hand's all bandaged up, but he caught the only. Dude, they got their ass like 900-1. Like their 7 was that game. They didn't have a chance against the 85 Bears. It wasn't happening.
Yeah.
But he caught the only touchdown pass in the game with a hand completely bandaged because he got in a knife fight the night before
with his wife.
I wasn't seeing. You know, I'd seen a Super Bowl a while back ago. You ever hear this player, Mario Golden Hands Henry?
No.
He played with Patriots. He was in the Buffalo Bills. I mean, he lives right there in Mount Holly.
I don't know that name for some reason.
Yeah.
You ever heard of
football guy?
Me either.
No. Google him real quick.
We got our boy Isaiah Pacheco in town now.
This song is actually about an area that like where John and I grew up at, and you know, like we were talking about the keg parties and everything, and the 4-wheel drive trucks. We used to go back there and just whoop it up, right? But at nighttime, sometimes I don't know if you've ever been back there alone, but it's kind of fucked up. It's really eerie back there, you know. And we had a lot of rumors and stories.
Browns Mills had occult activity. There was
we always knew that. That's something we always knew,
right? So and there was also
back there.
and they had like, you know, people finding dead bodies and stuff like that. And then of course, because it was, you know, that whole area is just peppered about stories about the Jersey Devil and the Leeds family and all that stuff, you know. So we
tied all that together.
Yeah. So we wrote a song about it.
And here how it go.
And here to go. It's called Old White's Bogs.
Found the body way down in old white spots, back in the cold dark woods, beyond the cranberry bogs. To the stories the bodies tell all the time, people disappearing at the edge of the dark pines. Down in the white spots, running for your life. Mild trails out there, it's easy to get lost in the world. To grounds, you know they're up to no damn good. And don't take another out in the mist and the dark, 'cause there's blood on the moon tonight. Who will feel the deadly mark? Run, run. Down in old white spots, running for your life. Down in old white spots, run, run. Down in old white spots, running for your life. From poor republic to the mountain misery, the legend lives for centuries. It was the 13th son that was born of Mother Leaves, a creature spawned a satanic seed. Yeah, 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 yeah. Down in old white spots, down in old white spots, down in old white spots. Down in old white spots.
January 25th. We can see you guys live here at the Landis, man. That was great, man. That's you never done that acoustic before?
No, that's the first time.
Dude, that was fucking good, man. And that is just one of those songs. I love when you do it live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I love when you do it acoustic even better.
We slowed it down a bit.
No, you know what though? I think it adds to that song because it adds to the creepiness of the song.
There is a little bit. Of
Yeah,
creepiness.
it's in it. Yeah, but you know, I never heard it till now.
Yeah.
The creepiness.
Yeah,
it's creepy as fuck.
it is. That's what I'm saying. When you guys have played it before, I knew what it was, and
It's kind of like a show pleasing kind of
Yes.
song, you know what I mean?
But
yeah.
right there was the first time I ever heard the creepiness of it,
Yeah.
and it kind of was a little scary.
It's kind of fucked up.
I like that song.
Yeah.
You need to do this acoustic more often on stage.
We've actually, you know, we wouldn't like.
Why not?
Well, I got to look at him very gay like right now, but even our ballad. Our ballad.
It's spooky.
See, I tried.
Is it a spooky ballad?
Is it creepy? Just
Like,
right
I'm trying not to look at it, man.
Our ballad is about it's a love song gone wrong. You know,
a lot of our songs
it's
are like
about
that,
broken
right?
love.
Yeah, broken love. All about John's divorce. You know, it's like
you get a lot of mileage out of that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, I got two, so I got a lot of mileage.
it's the way it goes, man. I mean, you know, it's the blues, baby.
But no, that's the
you got to pay your dues if you want to sing that blues.
that's one of my favorite songs that you guys do, and that's the first time I ever heard it that way.
A lot of our songs
Yeah.
have to deal with murder and death and.
Oh, all of them
like
do.
that,
I
you
think.
know?
I feel like they pretty much all do.
Yeah.
I mean, when what I
Especially the divorce ones.
the way I understood that they
The
did,
ones are really, there's some gun action in there.
especially when you're on the stage. You guys were on stage. You're like, yeah, we wrote this song about a drive-by shooting. Yeah, yeah, we wrote this song about you know my the dreams I had about murdering my ex-wife. This is about some haunted bogs in the back of Jersey.
It's a love song.
It's a love song.
Who was that? Michael Graves? No, not Michael Graves. Oh shit, Doyle. When Doyle came and the guy kept saying, "Oh yeah, this one's a love song. Feel free to dance along."
No, dude, and they would just beat the shit out of the.
So this one's you can dance to this one.
Have you ever seen Doyle from the Misfits play the guitar?
Oh my god,
It's
man.
insanity.
He first of all, his meat hooks are the size of my chest. He's got these hammer hands. He's nothing but muscle. He's got this guitar that's made of actually a tree trunk because there's no other way he won't bend it and break it. And then he's like the guy. I don't even remember what song the dude was singing. The singer they had, but he's like, boom, boom, just beating the fuck out of the strings, and you're like, you know what? It sounds pretty good.
I want to know what those strings are.
I kind of like it.
It's not bad.
I feel the
And
love song.
then they would end it.
I can't dance to it. I'll give it a 72. you know?
We got flames everywhere. He's got the place smoked up. People are fucking screaming, and then the song ends, and the guy goes, "Yeah, that was a love song."
But every song
Yeah.
he would start, he would go, "Yeah, this one's a love song. You can dance along," and it would be like, dying babies in the light or some shit.
At
And it's
one-
like, all right.
One point, they're fucking rocking, and Doyle is just fun to watch. He's just fun to watch. The guy's he's just great, man. It's the Misfits. What are you gonna get? The singer gets up on the stacks in the back, and he's singing. They're going nuts, and the song's over. Then the song finishes, and he's like, "How do I get down?"
It's like I'm a little older than I remember.
I'm a little older than I remember.
Alex Wolfman's
It's
story.
never about
What is
it?
Alex Wolfman's story.
Yeah, Alex Stories, the Wolfman.
Normally, it's never about getting down because getting down's easy. It's getting up.
Yeah, but when you're on those,
Oh, he got up.
he
Hey,
got right
okay.
up there like he was 12 years old again. But then
No,
when
I'm
he
talking
was
about
done,
from the ground.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah, they were great, man. You have another one, or is that the only one you got
I
acoustic?
think that's all we got ready.
We
Oh,
didn't.
man.
I don't know. You want to do More Than Lies?
We could try it. Yeah.
Oh no, this is what I love about live.
This is the ballad.
Look, we
This is
got.
the ballad. Okay.
Wait, is this the new ballad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
sweet.
yeah,
Is it cool?
let's do it, man. Let's
Hell
do it.
yeah.
Look, we got about 5 minutes left. We got more than enough
All
time.
right. Well, the ballad's 17 minutes long.
Oh,
so
right. That's
perfect.
even better.
Yeah.
Yes. No making the fuck out of it.
He told her lies with a velvet tongue, and he called it kind, but the love was done. She was going through the motions, lost her touch, what they call devotion, from another time when the love was done. He was in the sweet of denial. What was yet to come was yet to come. Unspoken truth deep within the lies, the painful proof that they could not hide. Everyone needs to find survival when the truth can hurt more than lies, more than lies, more than lies, more than lies. And the lies that they told themselves, they came with a consequence. But the love was beyond our help. They simply had no defense. No defense. He told her lies with a velvet tongue, and he called it time, but the love was done. Everyone needs to find survival when the truth can hurt more than lies.
Dude, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
That was a broken love song.
Dude, that was fucking good, man. That was what. Move over. I'm in the middle of it. Look, man, the show is over. We're at the end. I want to say goodnight. Thank you, Steve. Thank you,
Thanks,
Absolute Vodka.
Yes,
Thank you, Michael
absolutely.
Kelly Guitars. January 25th, right, Steve? January 25th.
Yep.
Dude, Whiskey Grin. This is, you understand, this is what excites me about music. You were still writing. Dude, do you know how good that sounded? Yeah, I hope that people heard what we just heard.
I think so.
Because
I think I've got it figured out over
dialed you
here
in,
now.
too. Dude, that was fucking good. That is what we need right now in this world, is music like this, man. I felt a little White Snake there. I felt some 80s ballads. That was
Hell yeah.
beautiful, guys. That was beautiful. Again, thank you, Michael Kelly Guitars. Thank you, my partner, Steve Cicerco over there.
There it is.
And Absolute Vodka. And again, Whiskey Grin. That is January 25th. Here, live at the Landis Theater. Get to
With
hear,
As We Become Ghosts.
well, I was about to go there. Yes, with our good friends As We Become Ghosts opening up. We will have them in at some point, and we're going to plug the show. And then the week of, we're gonna have all you guys in here.
Awesome.
And we're gonna have a good time, a little bit of a party.
Maybe we'll have a stage build over there. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
We might have to work on that shit.
I like
it. I like the
love
sounds
these
of it,
two
bro.
guys, man. I really do. I feel like we've known each other forever, man. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.